questions during the session. So let's keep it interactive. And let's use the chat box for communicating with each other as well. Okay, so we cannot unmute, but we can definitely use the chat box to post the questions. And of course, do remember, I'm sure everyone is joining from different parts of the world, and sometimes the internet can break, or you may not be able to attend the full session. The session recording will be shared to you on the email that you have registered this webinar for. Okay, so whatever is the email that was used for registering for this particular webinar, on that webinar, you will be getting the session recording link along with the content that I'm presenting. So this PowerPoint presentation, along with the video, will be shared with you after the session is over. Okay, so don't worry in case you miss out on certain part. The recording will be with you, the content will be with you, so you can definitely watch it later on at your convenience. At the end of the webinar, a small feedback will be shared with all of you. So please fill up that feedback form. It really helps us make this session much more better with that feedbacks that we receive. Okay. So a quick revision of the guidelines that we'll be following in the next 1 hour. The session will be on listen mode only. Let's keep the session interactive by using the chat box. The recording will be shared with everyone on the email that you have registered. And at the end of the webinar, there will be a small feedback form. So we need to please fill that particular feedback form. Okay, so this is some guidelines that we'll follow. Let me start off with my introduction. I'm Saurabh. I'm joining in from Bangalore in India. I've got about 9+ years of experience in the domain of data science and machine learning. Currently, I'm currently working as a senior data science manager. I handle a team of about 30 people for an e-com company in India called as Meesho. So in total, I have 9 years of experience, wherein I worked in the last company was LinkedIn. So I worked for about four years with LinkedIn. There I was associated on the jobs side of the LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has two elements. One is the social media element, the other is the job side. So I was working in the job side. So I have a very good knowledge of, what the job market demands, how the recruiter thinks about the profile, what kind of skill set are required in today's world. So I'll definitely also share some light on that as well. Before to LinkedIn, I was working with Airbnb for about 2 years. So in case anyone is looking to have a job remote, working from anywhere in the world, Airbnb is one of those companies that you can definitely also target. And before to that, I was working with Walmart for about 4 years. And in Walmart is a place where I learned about how data science and machine learning is used for driving some decisions at scale. So this is my profile, and with Great Learning, I've been associated with them for about 3+ years. I've delivered more than 400 hours of teaching, so pretty used to giving some sessions. So this is about me. Very excited to be here. Hello to everyone, and let's start. Okay, let's try to understand the business strategy with respect to AI. Okay, so what is going to be the agenda? We'll be looking into the introduction of AI ML domain. Then we will be looking into the future of AI in business. What are the trends? What are the impacts? What are the growth? So we'll try to get that understanding. Post that, we will post that. We will understand. If you have any questions, we'll try to answer that. And there is a program overview that will be taken up by Neha later on. Okay, so this is the main agenda points that we need to cover today. Okay, let's get started and know what are the macros around us. Let's look at these two charts that you see on the left and the chart on the right. There are 5 billion people on internet, and the data is rising, or data is being generated at an exponential rate. So if you observe any of the digital tools that we use, can I say that is generating large amount of data? For example, if you go to Instagram, in your 1 minute of your journey in Instagram, does Instagram capture a lot of your information? Does it capture where did you log in from, when did you log in, what time did you log in, which post did you see, which post you did not see, which post you like, which post you did not like, which post you shared, which reels you saw, which reels you did not see, which advertisement you saw, which advertisement you saw and clicked, which advertisement you saw but did not click. Can I say in your 5 minutes of journey, Instagram captures all this information about you? Correct? And can I say, because many people are on the internet, many people are using different apps and application, can I say in general, a large amount of data is getting generated around us? What do you think? Is it true? Like, can I say that huge amount of data is getting generated as we speak? Right? For example, we are having this Zoom call. In this Zoom call, can I say Zoom is capturing all the information? Where are you joining in from? What are you saying? How long the webinar went? What kind of content was there? Everything, right? It is capturing all that information. So every time a human, so just remember this part. Every time a human interacts with the machine could be your mobile phone, the machine could be your laptop, the machine could be your smartphone, the machine could be your smartwatch, the machine could be your television, which is now a smart television. So anytime a human interacts with a machine, can I say a huge amount of data is getting generated? Yeah. Yep. Cool. Now, because this huge amount of data is getting generated, can I say it also needs a space to store it? If you're generating this amount of data, can I say equal amount of storage space is required? And if that storage is expensive, do you think the companies will capture your information? Absolutely correct. Somebody mentioned about Wahid mentioned about cloud computing. One of the most important invention that has happened in the last 10 years is the cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is nothing but you can access the data from anywhere in the world at any given point of the time in any amount. So, for example, if you're storing your photos on Google Drive, can you access that photo anytime, whenever you want? Can you access those photos anywhere, even if you have stored it in, say, Australia? Can you access it in US? Absolutely. Can you access it in any amount, in any amount? Right? 1 GB, 2 GB, 10 GBs, whatever be the thing, right? So that is the main thing. Now, can I also say that over the period of time, if you look at this chart on the right hand side, what has happened? The cost of storage of data has reduced significantly. What used to take us $1 million to store 1 GB of data, now can I say it just costs us a cent to store 1 GB of data? Isn't it? If you remember, the laptops that you were using were expensive. Why were they expensive? Because the hardware cost was way too high. The mobile phone that you were using earlier on was expensive. Why? Because the hardware cost was too much. Nowadays, because of the invention of the cloud computing, the invention of servers, invention of accessing data from anywhere in the world, um, this has significantly reduced the cost of storage. So now can I say that every organization is capturing large amount of data and they are able to store that large amount of data? Correct? The data is getting generated, created, and can I say it is also getting stored? And if large amount of data is getting generated, created, and stored, can I say we need professionals, we need individuals, we need people who can work on that large amount of data to derive some information from that, to derive some insight, derive some action points from that data. Yeah. So if you look at this chart on the left hand side, a large amount of data is being stored in the organization, but they're not using it. They're using only 1/4 of it. So can I say there is a huge headwinds in which this amount of data that is getting generated and stored needs to be utilized, and that is not being utilized, and that is a huge gap in the industry right now. Okay, there is a data, the data is being stored, the data is lying, but uh, the thing is that there are not enough people to work on this large amount of data. Okay, guys, I repeat about recording. I mentioned it at the start of the class. Please have some patience. Once the class is over, the recording will be shared with all of you. Okay, so in the middle of the class, let's focus on what we are doing. The recording will be shared with you on the email that you have registered on. Okay, great. So now please don't ask about the recording. Once the class is over, the recording will be shared with you, with everyone. All right. Now I have a data which has been stored. I have, large amount of data is available. So we need professionals who can who can work on this data, and that is where the opportunity lies. Okay. If you look back from the different eras, we are in this era which is called as Industry 4.0. Has anyone heard about this term before, Industry 4.0? So if you go back in time, if you go back in time, way too back, yeah, IoT, exactly. Way back in time, the industrialization all started with steam engine, right? The steam engines were invented that made the movements of the good very simple. And because of that, new factories were set up, and that led to all industrialization in the 16th century, 17th century, 18th century. After that, in the late 18th century, Henry Ford, the Ford company founder, came up with this idea of assembly line system, wherein you don't have to manufacture everything serially. You can manufacture everything parallelly and then assemble. So that led to the new jobs, isn't it? All your automobile manufacturing, all your industry goods came in this era, right? After that, in the late 90s, internet came into picture, the personal computers came into picture, and can I say that led to all the new jobs in the late 20th century, which is the IT jobs, which became very popular, software building IT jobs, right? That were the new jobs that were created. So this is what happened at Industry 1.0. This is what happened at Industry 2.0. This is what happened at Industry 3.0. Now we are in a situation which is called as Industry 4.0. What is the basis of Industry 4.0? Every device that a human uses, any device that human uses will be connected to the internet. And if it is connected to the internet, can I say we will be getting data and we will be kind of working on that particular data? The basis of this Industry 4.0 is every device that you know, any device that you use in your daily life, all of that will be connected to internet. Have you seen that nowadays the car that you're driving actually emits more data than probably pollution? What do you think? Can I say that the companies are storing every tiny bit of information that it can about the car that you're driving? Isn't it? So can I consider this to be like the new gen thing that is happening where every device, any device, whatever you use is connected to the internet. And if it is connected to the internet, it will have data. And can I say that the next line of jobs, next information, the next big jobs are going to be in this domain related to data, allied with the data? Correct? So it's no longer the past, it's no longer the present, it's no longer the future. It is the present of the world, right? So if you were to capitalize on this Industry 4.0, you need to learn the relevant skill set which is required in this Industry 4.0, right? In this case, we are moving away from, we are moving away from the analog world to the digital world. In the digital world, everything is centered around data and huge amount of data is available. So that is the opportunity that we need to tap in. Is everyone clear till this point? Right? We are in Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 is connecting all the devices that human uses to internet. And if it is connected to internet, it creates a lot more data. And that is where the opportunity is. Okay, that's the small gist of it. Okay. Great. Any questions so far? Anyone? Are we good till here? Anyone has any questions to ask? Okay, good. Okay. Now let's try to understand how this data will be used. Okay, let's try to understand how this particular data will be used. Okay. That will be covered by Neha Dua. So let's wait for the program details. So Neha will cover that for us. Okay, cool. Now let's say there is a business org. Okay, there's a business org. Can I say in any organization that you work in any work that you do, it is revolved around this as a main point, that you will have a point A, which is the problem. Okay, and then you need to make a decision. Right? In any organization that you work in, there is a problem statement. There's a problem that the company is facing. And can I say the company needs to make a decision? Can I consider in any role that you are in, any role, can I say point A is a problem and point B is a decision? This decision could be worth millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Correct? Okay. So there is a point A, which is a problem. The point B is a decision. Now to go from point A to point B, can we utilize data as the medium? In order to make a decision, can we rely on data to make a decision? What do you think? You have a problem, you have to make a decision. Can you rely on data to drive that particular decision? Yeah, let me give you an example. Let's say you are running a small ice cream store. Okay, tiny ice cream store you are running, and you are a data savvy person. So what you do is you try to make decisions using data. So you capture temperature and you capture sales. Okay, you capture temperature and you capture sales in units. Okay, how many units of ice cream were sold? So when the temperature is low, the sales is low. So at 10, it is 100. At 20, it is 200. At 30, it is 300. At 40, it is 400. Okay. At 10, 100, 20, 200, 30, 300, 40, 400. Now, can you easily tell me what will be the number of units given that the temperature reaches 45 degrees Celsius? If this is a data pattern that holds true, if this data pattern holds true, can you guess and tell me what will be the number of units if the temperature reaches to 450 or 45? 450. Very good. If the temperature is 45, right? If the temperature is 45, based on the pattern that we have observed in here, based on the data pattern that we have observed in here, it will be 450. Now, if you know this number beforehand, you know that the temperature will be 45 in some days. If you know this number beforehand, will it help you plan your inventory better? Isn't it? Now that you know that 450 units of ice cream will be sold, will it help you plan your inventory better? You know that 450 units of ice cream can be sold. Will it help you plan your cash flows better? Right? You will have to go to the store and purchase this 450 units of ice cream. So will it help you plan your cash flows better? If you know that for every 100 unit of ice cream you need one person, will it also help you plan your human resource better? For every 100 units you need one person. So for 450 units, you need probably 4.5 people. So will it help you plan your human resource better? So when I make this particular point that there is a problem and then there you need to make a decision, can we drive better decision with the help of the data? Isn't it? Correct? Are you getting this thing? I have to make a decision, and in order to make a decision, can data be a good option? Yes. So that is the reason why the companies are collecting the data, right? All the thing that we were discussing, they are collecting more and more data, because if they are collecting more and more data, um, if they are collecting more and more data, will they be able to make better decisions? And if they are able to make better decisions, will their profit increase? Will their efficiency increase? Will their product be sold better? Absolutely. Okay, so this is the point one. This is where the data data is the king. Absolutely, the data is the king right now, isn't it? So this is where we are traveling from problem to decision using data. Now, if you observe very carefully, what did you do? The point one, the first step that you did was to understand the problem. If you don't understand the problem, can you, even if I give you the best data, will you be able to do anything? So can I say that understanding the problem is pretty crucial? If I give you the data of the sports that you have never seen, will you be able to understand anything from the numbers? If I give you the data of an industry which you have never worked on, or you have never seen about it, will you be able to make any sense of it? No. So the step one is to understand the problem. Step two is to convert the problem into the relevant data. Okay, step 3, like you try to figure out which data point can help us solve a problem. For example, if the sales in a company is going down, you will be looking into the customer data, you'll be looking into the store data, you'll be looking into the product data, you will be looking into the returns data. Maybe the quality is an issue. That's why you look into the returns data. So the next step is you convert the problem into the data problem. And then finally, what you're doing is you're actually making a model. What is a model? Model is nothing but an equation. Once you have a data, you convert that model into an equation. In this example, can I say the equation is y is equal to 10x? That's what you all did. That's why the answer was coming out to be 450. You took this particular data and converted it into an equation, which is y is equal to 10x. Because if I put the value of x is equal to 45, that is 45 into 10, it gives me the answer as 450. So the third step is, can I say convert the data into the model or an equation? Right? You understood the problem, you converted, you figured out what data can help us solve that particular problem. You converted the data into an equation to make a decision. And in order to do all of this, can you do it on a pen and a paper? Can you take a large amount of data and fit it into an equation? No, right? Like, is it possible practically? No. So can I say we need to take the help of some technology? In order to do this whole step, problem to data, data to equation, can I say we need to take the help of the tech? Yeah. So we take the help of the technology, and this whole process is called as data science. Whatever I just explained, understand the business problem, convert the business problem into data problem, convert that data into an equation with the help of the technology is your data science. Are you getting this part? What is data science? Understand the problem, convert the problem into the data problem, convert that data into an equation with the help of a technology is data science. Okay, so can I say this is the model is nothing but whenever you hear the word model, what are you doing? You are creating an equation. Okay, anytime you say, oh, I built a model, I've done this modeling, nothing but it's a simple equation that we are trying to fit on the data that we have. Okay, so is data science clear to everyone? Like, what exactly does the data science do? Okay, now what happens? Looking at the success of your store, a person at this period started a new store. Somebody copied it. So we have the techniques for that. Okay, there are thousands of techniques available to convert the non-numerical data into the numerical data. For example, let's say it is a purchase, not purchase, and it is yes or a no. Can I convert yes or a no to 1, 0? If let's say I have three categories, category X, category Y, category Z, can I create three columns and say wherever it is X, I'll put 1, otherwise 0? So there's something called as, just in case if you are interested, you can search about one hot encoding. So yeah, there are techniques available. That's not an issue, right? We're not going into how to do it. Understand what is that it enables. Okay, now what happens? Let's say a person started a new store. And because he started problem to data, is convert the business problem into the relevant data. Whatever data points you need, that is what. To solve that particular problem, think about the relevant data. For that relevant data, create an equation. Okay, now that a new person started a store, you see the values coming out to be like this. At 35, it is 320. At 42, it is 380. If it is, like I said, doctor, you can convert it into 1, 0s, you can convert it into true and false, you can convert it into different text. There are different techniques available. That's not the main point here. The main point is like, what do you mean by data science? How it is used, why it is used. Okay, you can learn that all in the course that we have. Yeah. Now, in this case, do you think y is equal to 10x is the best equation possible? This is the new data that you've got. do you think y is equal to 10x is still the best equation here? What do you think? For this set of data points, do you think y is equal to 10x is the best equation? No, right? Because of the change in the business environment, it's not following y is equal to 10x. Can I say this equation now needs to be updated based on the new data that it is observing? Based on this new information, my equation now needs to update, right? What if I tell you this can be done automatically by the machine? Because the machine once knows, okay, this is a linear equation that we need to try. It will try to find out the best equation automatically which suits all these data points, right? Let's say he looks at the data and place it in a line and he finds out that, okay, this equation should be, I'm just making a number, it should be 9x plus 5. If let's say the new equation comes out to be y is equal to 9x plus 5. Now what will happen? Now if the temperature comes out to be 40, the prediction that you will make is equal to 40. Yeah, exactly. So this is called as, Joseph, 40 into 9 plus 5, 365. Now at 40, you're not making a prediction of 400, you're making a prediction of 365, which is much more closer to the reality and accurate. And because the equation is changing automatically, the machine is learning automatically. Can I call this as machine learning? Isn't it? This is your machine learning. Machine learning is nothing but converting your equation, that model, that equation that we created in data science, to be a dynamic equation which keeps on changing with the new data it observes. And that is nothing but your machine learning. Right? See, the new information came, Sajid. And because the new information came, y is equal to 10x is not the best equation. So what the machine does is it takes all these data points and finds out what is the best equation possible and updates that to this equation. And once you update that to the equation, the prediction that you will be making is much more accurate. And because the machine is doing it automatically without any human intervention, this is called as machine learning. If you observe things around you, for example, if you're watching YouTube videos and you're only watching, let's say, music videos, and suddenly you start watching news channels, does it give you recommendation related to news channels as well? In the past, you were only watching videos, music videos. Now you started watching news channel. So can I say that the machine is learning from your patterns? Instagram, exactly. It is learning from the patterns that you're making. If you're on Instagram, let's say you are following certain kind of content, then you start liking a certain kind of content. Does your feed automatically get updated? Same thing when we were working at LinkedIn. Let's say you're applying for data analytics role, then suddenly you start applying to data science role. In the recommendation, you will be getting more of a data science roles, right? So what is happening? It is adapting to your choices, or it is adapting to the new information that he's getting. And based on that, he's changing this equation. And that is why it is called as machine learning. Now, can this machine learning be used in every vertical of the business? For example, instead of having a fixed selling price, based on the user pattern, can we decide what should be the selling price? If it's a new user, we give a lower price. If it's an old user, we give a better price. If it's a user who has been not a very good user, who's been returning a lot of times, can we have a higher price for him? So if you go to Amazon, if you observe on Amazon, do you find that the prices vary with for different people? Anyone who has used Amazon, do you see that? Person X will see a totally different prices, and person Y will see a totally different price. Why? Because it is looking into the data of the user and then deciding the price. Take another example. Have you all used Uber? Uber or any ride sharing company? Yeah. So this Uber or any ride sharing company, what they do? Drive in, yeah. What they do? Like if you enter point A and you enter point B, based on the information that it is observing in that area, right? Based on the information that it is observing in the area, like what is the demand, how many cars are available, how many people are there, how many people have opened the app. Based on all of that information, it tries to derive the price. So can I say that that algorithm is learning from the data it is observing as it goes along. Live data it is kind of analyzing and understanding. Yes, that is again machine learning. Okay, so this is where the world is moving. So now can I say that in every domain that you go into, any domain that you go into, manufacturing, predictive maintenance, can I easily forecast based on the usage of the car when the car would require a maintenance? And with the new information that I get, if let's say something happens to the car, let's say my mileage reduces, can I easily recommend the user, hey, you know what, you need to service your cars? Correct. In the airline industry, can I look at the number of people traveling from point A to point B, look at the supply, look at how many people are traveling based on demand and supply. I try to create a dynamic pricing. If the supply is low, demand is high, I increase the price. If the supply is high, demand is low, I reduce the prices real time. Right? So can that happen? In the retail world, can I say that everyone nowadays can be given a personalized recommendation? The offers that probably you see and your friend sees, can I say there will be totally different based on the past pattern, right? This is what is happening right now around you. If you are a new user, probably they'll give you more offers. If you're the old user, they'll not give you the offer. Let's say you've been buying very frequently, they'll not give you the offer. Suddenly you stop buying, they'll give you the offer, right? So why is that happening? Can I say that the machine, the model, whatever the model that we have created, is learning the patterns from your end? Yeah, correct. So that is the main thing, right? That is what is happening currently. And if you look at different companies that are going in, this ML and AI, this adoption, can I say, has recently increased? Previously, if you go to any store, let's say you go to a store near you, can I say it will always have one fixed price throughout the year? Only if there's some changes in the input cost, you will change it. Otherwise, it will be fixed, isn't it? Go to any store, you know that this cost X, it will cost X. Doesn't matter whether you are an old customer, new customer, high value customer, low value customer. It will not matter, right? It will only matter is this, which is your um this part. Okay. So now the companies are leveraging AI machine learning in order to drive their business decision. And that is becoming the thing of the this is a new thing that we have to all learn. Okay, so is the concept of machine learning making sense to all of you? I've explained what is data science. So can I say whatever is the equation of data science, if I make it dynamic, that becomes machine learning? Okay, now based on this, if let's say automatically, you know that the sales in, the units is going to be sold as 365. If the machine also makes a decision, then can I consider it to be AI? If the prediction comes out to be 365 and he places the order, automatically he places the order for 365 units of ice cream without any human intervention, can I consider this to be AI? Whatever is the output of the machine learning algorithm, if automated decisions are also made on top of it, that is artificial intelligence. In this journey from problem to decision, once you understand the problem, you build the model, and if this decision also is automated, this is your AI, right? For example, the fair prices. Do you think a person sits, looks at all the routes and then decide the price, or is it the machine who's giving the price based on multiple factors? Is it the machine who's deciding the price, or is it a human deciding the price? The machine who's deciding the price, correct? Um, mm, we understand about physical location. If all our sales are done in, how does it help us require advertising also knows? Yeah. In online it is, in offline it is much difficult, but in online it is much easier because you have the data of everyone, every single data point you have. So try to fit that particular data into an equation and then you can make all of this adjustment. Okay, so this is nothing but your AI. Um, okay, so just to reiterate, data plus data to equation is your data science. Data to equation to plus the new data. This is my ML. And then this plus, what is the difference between ML and AI? This is your decision making, right? If you have also given the decision making to this model itself, then this is your AI. Okay, converting the data to an equation, building that equation, data science. Uh, Feeding that equation with the new data, ML. Feeding that equation with the new data plus asking him to make decision is AI. Okay, sounds good. The definitions. Now, can I say everything around us, if the companies wants to make a lot of profits, they want to be the best in the world, this is the approach that you have to, yeah, feeding the data real time is real time or in batch. But the equation should change with the new data. It could be, if you want, say, the prices to change every second, then real time. If you want the prices to change every 1 hour, then it's in a batch. So that depends on the business use case. Okay, but that equation should change. It should not remain static. Okay, so now can we say that everything that we see around us will be driven by this thing called as AI? Because is it much more efficient? If let's say if I ask you to monitor or decide the price, if as a human, if I ask you to monitor the price of 100 items on Amazon, can I say it will be very difficult for you to constantly keep on changing the prices? Yeah. If you are running an aircraft and you have to look at the performance of every unit of the aircraft, for a human, it is very difficult to monitor and understand the engine, the chassis, the wings, right? Very difficult. The HVAC system. Deep learning is where we use the images. The format of the data is images, or it could be like your videos. Okay, in that case, it's not a numerical data; it's like a image data. So that's where it comes. That stream is called as deep learning. Okay, so everywhere you go, you will be finding that the data is used. And based on the structure of the data, you will find different roles which are there in the market. If it is very much related to business, you can be a business analyst. If it is very much related, if that particular role is very centered around data, then you can become a data analyst, data engineer, data visualization, data architect. If it is related to building the model, that equation that we talked about, then it is your data scientist or a statistician. And if you are deploying that model, if you are using the new data, that is nothing but your AI/ML part of it. Okay, so this is where the opportunity lies, and this is what probably you need to learn. And why learn this? Because AI is transforming industries by driving innovation. It is improving operational efficiencies. The one of the key challenges that we are facing is about the ethics in AI. So we need to ensure that the ethics is taken into consideration. The global race for AI is increasing, right? For example, in this slide that I was showing you, most of the companies have started to adopt to the AI in 2023. They're now utilizing AI for every decision that they need to drive, all the decisions that they want to automate. And this is going to increase up from here. So this is the time when you learn it. If you don't learn it right now, I think it will be a little more late in case you don't know how to use AI or how to build this AI model. So it is absolutely important in this industry 4.0 that we talked about, that we learn this skill set of this particular generation. Okay, so this is what I had to cover. Yeah, on the complex data. It is used on the complex data set where it is not difficult. It is difficult to get the patterns from the numbers. That is where deep learning is used. Okay, so did you get it? Why data, why learning AI is important? Or why AI is so important in today's world? How is it driving any company you go, right? If it is using data for decisions, can I say it will be driven by AI somewhere down the line? Right? That decision making that the humans or the managers used to take, now the machines can do it. So we need to definitely learn this. Which best AI to learn? Neha will surely cover that. We have a very beautiful course which will help you learn this AI part. Okay, so this is what I had in today. In case you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'll hand it over to Neha. Okay, thank you, everyone. Feel free to shoot your question regards to this domain. The idea was to provide you with the overview. Thank you. Data science first. See, everything starts with data science, right? Like you need to get that equation first. On top of it comes AI. So data science, machine learning, AI in that order. Thank you. Thank you so much. Recording, yes, the recording will be shared to you on your email. Thank you, Giselle. Okay, Neha, I guess you can get started from here.
Right, thank you. I hope I'm audible and visible. Perfect, thank you. Firstly, thank you, Saurabh. I mean, I would like to take a minute here and yeah, thank you for taking the time and effort to conduct the session today. It was simply done in such an interactive and engaging manner. I'm sure that even our audience who do not, even come from this background would have found it helpful. So, yeah. All right. So, good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. My name is Neha. I work as a senior program advisor with Great Learning. And today I would want to talk a little bit more about this postgraduate program that we have in artificial intelligence and machine learning business applications, which is offered by the University of Texas at Austin McComb School of Business in collaboration with Great Learning. As in how you have any questions regarding the program, please feel free to drop it in the chat box. Towards the end, either me or Saurabh would take it from there, right? Before really jumping into the details of the program, I would first like to talk about why should you go for it? Where will you really stand after these 7 months? So, if you're a working professional, right, or even if you're an early career professional who wants to upskill, who wants to understand what AIML as a technology is all about, where does it come from, what is data science, what is the industry relevance of these technologies, even without having any prior background whatsoever. And you would like to add keywords like AI, ML, deep learning, NLP, computer vision, Gen AI keywords to your portfolio, understand the technical aspects of AIML, how AIML solutions are really developed from the scratch, and incorporate that with your current maybe role, because AIML is now being applicable in almost every industry, every profile out there. It's not just limited to IT anymore. So, if you would like to understand the real time use cases and eventually plan a career, move to a more suitable role in this space, this is something the program will help you achieve. Now, how we do that? It's a journey of 7 months, completely covered in an online environment. Now, what do I mean by online? Is it pre-recorded? Is it live? So it's a combination of both. During your weekdays, which is Monday to Friday, you will be going through pre-recorded video lectures, which are exclusively from the faculties of UT Austin. Okay. You go through these concepts, build your expertise, note down your questions. Over the weekend, you get to connect live with an industry mentor, just like we had Saurabh on the call today. So you can connect live, get a quick recap of what you were able to go through, get your doubts clarified, and most importantly, discuss real time case studies or real time implications. So you can say it in a way that the weekend sessions are more towards the hands on and practical experience. How do we really cover this hands on portion? There are 7 hands on projects in this journey of in this curriculum, and there are around 40 plus case studies which are live, which are based on real world data. So the idea here is that whatever you're learning, you're applying it simultaneously, because at the end of the day, that's what you're here for, to learn how the technology and the concepts are to be implemented. So I hope I was able to help you understand how the delivery and the duration looks like. We can move on to the next slide. Now, is this program the right fit for you? Who should go for it? It's like I said, it's for working professionals who wants to advance their careers in AIML, who wants to understand the technical intricacies in a way that they can lead maybe digital transformation in their organization, or even somebody who is just starting his or her career, because we bifurcate then the audience like that when you get into the program. If even if you're just an early career professional or somebody who simply wants to upskill, do it for self development, even without any previous coding background. I'll repeat it again, even without any prior programming background. So that you can sign up for the program. On your screen here, this is what the sample certificate looks like once you successfully complete this. It's postgraduate, directly issued by UT Austin. You can also find a QR code at the right bottom corner. So this is hosted by University Domain for verifying the authenticity. If I have to comment about the university, I think it's one of the leading public universities in the States and ranks in the top 10 universities in the world in the field of business analytics. So it's very safe to say that the program is globally recognized and accepted. We can move on. Okay, so how do you really apply? What's the process? We can share the application form link with you in the chat box. It will hardly take 10 minutes of your time. Go ahead, fill the application form out. It's free, of course. The application form is free. Once you fill out the application, it will be reviewed by our admissions committee. If required, you might have to go through a screening round. Okay. And accordingly, based on that conversation or based on your application, we will roll out the admission letter. That's when you can pay your installment, first installment, or your program fee. And accordingly, you can take it from there. Currently, the application is closing day after tomorrow, Thursday, which is 22nd of May, and we have very limited seats available. With regards to what is the fee, what do the payment structure looks like, I would suggest get in touch with a program advisor or somebody in the team would reach out once you apply, and we'll be able to assist you better there. Sort of next slide, please. Okay. So if anybody is here who would like to understand what is the relationship between Texas and Great Learning, so Texas MECOMS is one institution here, which is the academic partner. The curriculum that has been curated is from UT Austin. The pre-recorded lectures that you'll be going through on a weekly basis from the faculties of UT Austin, the case studies and the projects that you're going to work upon has been approved by the university again. And finally, the certificate of completion, what we looked at, is from UT Austin. Now, Great Learning. Great Learning is the delivery partner, the platform through which you learn, basically your learning management system. That's from Great Learning. The program manager. So right after you sign up, you will be assigned a program manager. He or she would be your point of contact to ensure a smooth learning experience. They are from Great Learning. And if there is any additional support required whatsoever, is from Great Learning. That's it. The certificate does not highlight Great Learning as we have already seen. It's just the delivery partner. So I think I've almost covered everything that there was, duration, delivery. The curriculum more or less talks about Python foundations, advanced machine learning. We do talk about deep learning elements, and then we do talk about prompt engineering and GenAI as well. Okay, we have shared the application form link in the chat box. You can take it from there. You can also access the demo content, understand better how the delivery looks like. And yeah, I have been able to talk about the projects and case studies. Basically, that's how the evaluation works and what is the application process. So if you feel anything I might have missed out on, please feel free. I'll be able to assist. Okay, there's a question that says upon completion of the program, what higher programs can graduate to have access to? If I have to categorize, this program is an executive education. right? Which is purely from an understanding to grow and upskill in your career. And that's pretty much it. It does not have any direct correlation with any other program at UT Austin. Of course, since you have completed this program, it gives your profile an edge. But the program is only online. There is no physical presence either required or involved. Patricia is already enrolled. Great, great job, Patricia. Do we get physical certificate? This is something we used to do pre-COVID, but due to safety measures, we do not do it anymore. It would always be a digital copy because that's what you'll be required to share on your LinkedIn or resume. Okay, so who are the faculties? The faculties are from UT Austin. The industry experts, basically the weekend sessions, they are conducted by data science or AI practitioners, like we had Saurabh on the call today. Somebody who's currently working with the industry, and they'll be nurturing you in that direction. So they are industry experts. They are working with organizations. With regards to nationality, they are not from any specific nationality, they are from across the world. As for the recording, we will be sharing that. Um, by default, it will be shared. For scholarship and flexible payment plan, the ideal suggestion is to get in touch with a program advisor and they can help you better. We have already shared the application form link and the program brochure. You can also take a look at that. I think I've already answered this question. Can the certificate of completion be converted to university? It's executive education. It's not academic in nature. How can one learn data science? We do cover some areas of data science as well in this particular program. However, if you are explicitly interested in learning data science first, we do have a program from UT Austin for that as well. But we do cover areas of data science and exploratory data analytics in this one also. Okay, so faculties, like I have already explained, are from UT Austin, and the live sessions are conducted by industry experts, industry mentors, industry practitioners. All right, so I think those are the questions. Saurabh, if you would like to add anything, please do go ahead.
I'm good.
Okay, perfect. So, thank you very much, everybody, for being such a wonderful audience today. Okay, there's a question I would like to take, please. What level of maths knowledge does one require? High school level understanding, and that's it. In terms of knowledge, there is no prerequisite to sign up for the program. Why UT Austin? Because it's one of the leading public universities, ranks in the top 10 universities in the world in the field of business analytics. That's why UT Austin. Okay. I think, yeah, you're welcome. What level of maths I've already? Why not Google? Because it's a postgraduate certificate program. It's a full-fledged 7 months course with the right kind of structured learning and practical hands-on exposure. That's why. People are not learned programmers, but we can do learn basic programming with available Python languages. We have a module that talks about Python foundations as well.
I mean, we don't really need to be like an expert coder because uh, Python is comparatively very simple in terms of learning. And in the course, we have like a foundation week in which we first go through all the foundational programming that is required, and then we go to the main part of the course. So pretty sure that you will be able to learn that in the course itself.
Right. And like I've already highlighted, there is no prerequisite in terms of knowledge. The curriculum covers everything from absolute zero. Even whatever statistics topics are required for you to be proficient in, we cover that in the curriculum. So, okay. Thank you, everyone. You were a wonderful audience today. Thank you. Best wishes ahead. Have a wonderful day. All right. Thank you, Saurabh.
Thanks, Neha. Bye.